Hey, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and it's hot. It's only 9 o'clock in the morning and it's already 105. Super hot. And I wanted to talk to you about dead valleys and crickets. I don't like them, but there's a way to deal with them the best way you can. And I'm going to show you that here in just a little bit. But I want to show you the dead valley that I'm dealing with. And we created a cricket. I'm walking on it right now. And I'll show you what a cricket is. That there is a cricket. Typically the wall would go down, straight down. You'd have like a really sharp V. So we actually framed that over because you don't want that water puddling. You don't want that even possible snow, which is really rare where I'm at, but it does happen. You don't want it piling it up right there. You want it to flow off the roof. So we built up a cricket and we make sure we take it all the way down here so that I have a positive slope. The worst kind of cricket is one that has to come around a corner. And you don't want to have a cricket to come around a corner and then come around another corner, because that's when you're going to get a lot of buildup and a lot of garbage. And so I'm not a fan of crickets because they're a serious problem, and a lot of times roofers will just think that what they're doing is good, but it's really a temporary measure. You really want a permanent measure. So I'm actually going to put this product on. This here's a mesh product, and we're going to have liquid applied, and we're going to have the primer roll down first. Then we're going to roll down this mesh over this entire cricket, and then we'll do another top coat of primer, and then a final coat, which is really a color coat, but it will be a white color coat. I've mentioned this product before because I like it. I've used this product for 25 years, and it's a KM product right here, and that's the primer based, and it's roof coatings, deck coatings. We're actually going to do it on the deck as well. You can see the deck over here, and I'm going to take it some flashing right up against the wall all the way down there, some flashing, nail that in, and then we're going to put the primer, mesh, primer, and then a final top coat right over that deck. I just can't do it today because I'm waiting on the flashing to come over the drip right there. So when you do a roof and you do have a dead valley, lift it up and create a raised cricket in it so you can get some positive slope out of that. You can actually see from all the way over here how nasty this would be if we didn't do it right. You can see that if we went straight down with a V right there, we'd have some serious water issues. And so if you can design a home without a cricket or even without a dead valley, do that. If you can't, you're gonna have to make sure you get this frame so you can get, and we took this cricket all the way to the edge here. So I'm gonna actually flash and liquid apply my mesh right around this corner, and it will come all the way down here because I don't want any wicking. I don't want anything going behind there. This will be a metal roof, aluminum shingle roof. So one or two other things about roofs: 712 and below, that's the pitch you want. This is an 812, and it gets to be a little uncomfortable. See how I'm losing my balance here? That's an 812 pitch for you. If this is an S712, it's not as bad, and you could really walk on a 712 pitch. If you're going to end up doing some of the work yourself, put on your roof yourself. Don't do an 812 or higher pitch. Do a 712, 612, right in that range. It's much comfortable, much safer to get on the roof, and you're not going to feel like you're going to always fall off the roof. I mention that all the time. I grew up in the roofing industry. Well, not really. I married into the roofing industry. Taught me a lot about roofs. One of the things that I like are hipped roofs, and we got that here. And what's a hipped roof? A hipped roof is a roof without a gable end, and the gable end is right here. This is a gable end right here. Coming down here so you can see it. So this part here has to have some siding on it, stucco siding, shiplap, whatever you do. But a hip roof just comes down straight, typically to the top of the top plate of the top of the wall, And as a result, you save on not having to install stucco or shiplap or anything here. And the neat thing is, this gable end versus that hip end over there, I can actually roof that now. I can get on there, I have to wait for my plumber to come through, punch through, but I can get up there and I can get that whole thing roofed and done. This one, I can't. I can't roof my roof here, which is what I'm standing on it right now, until the stucco guys, or even the shiplap or whatever you put on the exterior is done, because they'll just come and make a mess of the roof. That's one reason why I love the hip roofs, is because there's no gable end. So on that top part of that roof over there, I can actually get that thing roofed in, dried in, and be done and be off the roof. So it's a lot of design things like that. If you know about them, they can actually help you out, and you can save some money. You can look in the neighborhood here where I'm at, even the house right next door. That there looks like it's a 9/12 pitch and not fun to roof. And the owner actually roofed to that house, and it wasn't fun. You can see down here, all of them 8, 9, 10, even 11, 12 pitch roofs were there, and that just increases the cost of your home. Over there, across the way, right over the garage, you got a dead valley there. And that's where your weakest point is. That's where you can have some serious damage to the home if it's not done right. A lot of roofers just use metal flashing, which is great, but if it rusts over time, and it does, unless it's aluminum, you're going to have a problem in 20, 30 years, and you don't want that. I'm putting some product down here. It's going to be for a long time. So it's really the product that allows you to sleep at night. You don't want to get a call on a rainstorm and say, hey, you know, my roof is leaking. Well, you can solve that on a new build at the point of the build, rather than have to come in after the fact to solve that problem. We're going to have a complete membrane here. I actually did a home a couple of years ago, and the woman who I did the home for had some grandkids, and she goes, hey, could I have some water out here on the deck? And she had a complete deck, like a little swimming pool with a pointy wall. You walked out there, and so it was completely sealed, and she had a threshold of about 8 inches. You know, it's kind of a steep threshold, but she filled it up with water, and it held. And her kids would come over and play in a little 8-inch little pond outside on the deck on the second floor. That's how great this product is. It can really hold some water out. So I'll have to show you some really interesting pictures of this job as we're almost done framing here. We got an interior courtyard here, and I'm going to have water sheeting inside that, so I got a drain down at the bottom to catch all that. So really fun build. We're just about ready to put windows in today. But watch your dead valleys, watch your crickets, make sure you have a positive slope all the way out. So we're going to catch it down there in the drain there at the bottom of the roof. And you can solve a lot of problems right now if you do it right. But just don't let them make a dead valley, come in at a sharp V and call it quits. Put a cricket in there, get some slope away from the roof, let it sheet off appropriately, and you're going to save yourself a really, really nasty headache. Especially in your winter climates, folks, where you got a lot of snow build up, you're going to want that runoff taken off the roof as quick as you possibly can. So this is Keith Kelch with How to Build Your Own Home. It's hot out here. I'm getting off the roof. You guys take care.